Welcome to Camera Confidence, Confidence Boost. I'm Caroline Prisabella, founder of Camera Confidence. At Camera Confidence, we help job hunters to harness hope, gain camera confidence, ace their video interviews, and get that job. So with the Confidence Boost, my aim is to help job hunters with mindset and hope harnessing skills. So mindset and hope harnessing skills. Today, I wanted to share with you about what's your story. What's your story? So as humans, we are really unique. We are gifted with the capacity to tell stories. So there's no other creature on earth that tells stories and uses storytelling, except for humans. So we are uniquely gifted in this area. So have you ever noticed that you tell yourself stories? It's worth having a ponder. So the stories that we tell ourselves are hidden thoughts and narratives that we use to help construct meaning and understanding around certain circumstances. So if you are a job hunter and you might have gone for lots of interviews and you might feel like you have really not done very well in interviews, the story you might tell yourself in that area may be, I'm bad at interviews, I'm not good at interviews, I'm I never remember what I'm going to say. I always think afterwards, I should have said this or I should have said that. Or, so you might be telling yourself a very negative storyline relating to your interviews. Or it could be relating to how you are on camera, maybe in video interviews. You might be telling yourself, I'm bad on camera. I'm not going to ever do a video interview because I'm going to suck at video interviews. So we tell ourselves stories. Now, just because we say they are stories, it doesn't mean they are false in any way. These are just constructed narratives and ways that we have used to help us make sense of our world and our circumstances. So for me, I actually became aware of the stories that I tell myself through an interaction with a friend at lunchtime. We were having lunch. At the time, I'd had a number of interviews. I wasn't getting a job for whatever reason, and we were just chatting about it. And she looked at me and she said, Caroline, you need to change the story that you are telling yourself. And I was like, oh my goodness, I had no idea I was even telling myself a story. And then when I really sat and thought through it, I was like, yeah, I'm telling myself a really negative story. Our words follow our thoughts, and our actions follow our words and our thoughts. So if we are telling ourselves we're going to be bad on camera or we're going to be bad in an interview, then our words and our actions are going to follow those negative thoughts. So it's so key that we become aware of the stories we tell ourselves. And awareness is the first step. So I challenge you today. What are the stories you are telling yourself? Because if they're negative stories, no doubt you are going to outwork a negative end to that storyline in your life. So it's so key that you flip the script and change the story that you are telling yourself. Because you have to think about how are your feelings? So when you think about the story that you tell yourself about, it could be any situation. How does that story make you feel physically? I used to hate being on camera, and I used to rehearse to myself all the reasons why I would be really bad on camera. Oh, I'm going to forget what I've got to say. I'm not going to be able to communicate well. I would tell myself this. So then when I did jump in front of a camera, what would happen? I would forget, I would get caught up in my thoughts, and I would forget what I was going to say. So what would happen? I outworked what I was thinking in my life. So this is where it's so key to flip the script. Flip the script. With every negative, there's a positive. You look at magnets. Magnets have a negative and a positive. So if you are telling yourself a negative storyline about, could be video interviews, could be your face-to-face communication capacities, or whatever the story is that you are telling yourself, take note of that today. Take some time to think through, what are your stories? And you might have different stories for different situations. Now, with each of those situations, the amazing thing is, okay, you might not be good at interviews or on camera, but the truth is, these are learned skills. They are skills that you can learn, as I have learned. So the good thing is, you might be not great at interviews or on camera, but the amazing thing is you can learn these skills. So I encourage you today to take some time to think through, what are the stories that you are telling yourself? And then think through, well, how do those stories physically make you feel? And then create a new story, create a new truth, because you can create new truths for yourself. Every time you jump in front of the camera, you get better and better. So you're actually, each time you get a little bit better on camera, that's a new story. Your story can go from, I'm being bad on camera, to I'm getting better on camera. And then from that to, I'm getting great on camera. And then you'd be like, I'm excellent on camera. I'm so comfortable in front of the camera or in interviews. So I encourage you today, take some time to think through the stories that you are telling yourself. It's so key, and it makes a huge impact on your life. Have an amazing day, and remember to let your brilliance shine.